LaMelo Ball is the most hyped up prospect for the 2020 draft. There is no question about that. And this hype is more than deserved. LaMelo has been in the spotlight since he was a 14-year-old kid playing for the best high school team in the nation, and somehow has managed to not only survive the combination of insane expectations and an insane father, but LaMelo has also incredibly thrived despite these circumstances. And as we have seen with his play in the Australian League, Melo has more than proven to the world that he has NBA superstar potential. The thing is though, in ESPN's current 2020 mock draft, it is not LaMelo Ball who sits as the projected #1 pick. Instead, that ranking is currently held by Anthony Edwards, and today we are going to find out why. So what's up guys, Mike here, and yes, today we are going to be talking about Anthony Edwards, a man who many scouts have said is the best shooting guard prospect since MVP James Harden. And yes, these same scouts are saying that Anthony Edwards himself does have MVP potential, so we're going to look at exactly why they think that. Before we get started, I do want to say though, make sure to leave a like if you do like this video. You guys have been crushing it with likes lately. It helps out a ton. Thank you so much. Also, this video is sponsored by Full Sail University. Thank you to Full Sail. If you want to learn more about them, make sure to stick around until the end of the video. But for now, let's jump into the story of Anthony Edwards. Both Anthony Edwards and LaMelo Ball are unanimously considered high lottery picks, but the thing is, Anthony Edwards is somewhat shockingly considered by many to be the #1 pick over Ball. And I say somewhat shockingly because based on LaMelo's professional performance and based on the hype he has generated so far, a lot of people see LaMelo as a future NBA superstar, which begs the question, how is it possible that Anthony Edwards is the man who ESPN currently has going #1 in the 2020 draft? Well, for starters, Anthony's on-court narrative begins with his brute physicality at the shooting guard position. This man has a toughness that other players at his level simply do not have. And part of the reason for this toughness is that Anthony grew up playing football. Anthony definitely believes that football has helped him on the basketball court. As he has said, quote, "I was just born with it. My toughness. Even if I didn't play football, I still would have been tough, but I'm tougher because of it." And of course, where Anthony's toughness helps him out the most is when he is driving towards the rim. With his overwhelming strength, college defenders are simply helpless, as Edwards is able to bully them on the way to the basket. It is this strength that immediately stands out as a trait that will translate over to the next level. But with that said, let's now take a look at Anthony's offensive versatility as a whole. And the perfect example of why Edwards is currently the projected #1 pick comes in a game against Michigan State in the Maui Invitational. In this game, Edwards showed just how offensively dominant he can be against high-level competition, as he dropped 33 of his 37 points in the second half alone. And when looking at this offensive display, again, we can see the advanced offensive versatility Edwards already showcases for his young age. What stands out specifically is not only his shooting ability, but his ability to stop on a dime, set his feet, and put up a jumper in the blink of an eye. Something that will be absolutely huge at the next level, as this shows Edwards will be able to get his jumper off against more athletic and taller defenders. Diving deeper into this game, we can also see the wrecking ball style of play that Anthony is capable of, as when driving to the basket, he is able to use his shifty dribble moves to get defenders off balance, and then once he reaches the paint, it is his overwhelming strength that allows him to draw fouls at a high rate. And finally, look at this pass from a score-first guard. This is absolutely beautiful and perfectly displays the high level of basketball IQ that Anthony already possesses. With that said, let's take a look at how Anthony Edwards compares to top shooting guards in the NBA right now when they were college freshmen. As you can see, Edwards ranks first in points per game and currently ranks second just behind James Harden in offensive win shares, which goes to show you just how elite of a prospect Anthony Edwards is as a freshman. To dive deeper here, let's compare Edwards to Jaylen Brown, who was a top 3 pick in the 2016 draft. As you can see by this data in this chart, Anthony Edwards prevails against Brown in multiple categories. years. And this chart also shows that for a player who is just 18 years old, Anthony is as skilled and as talented as they come. His offensive box plus minus rating is elite at the college level, and it is that stat that yet again shows that when he reaches the next level, Anthony Edwards is going to be a problem. And we still have to ask, why do scouts think Anthony Edwards is a better NBA prospect than LaMelo Ball? And in my opinion, despite the fact that most of this video is about Anthony Edwards' offensive potential, one of the biggest reasons scouts rank Edwards over LaMelo is Anthony Edwards' defense. Now, when comparing the two players, Anthony weighs about 40 pounds more than Ball, which gives Anthony an advantage as a two-way defender. And right now in college, Anthony's advanced defensive stats do show that he has the potential to be a plus defender at the NBA level. His defensive box plus minus and defensive win shares both currently are sitting at a positive 1.1 rating, and scouting reports describe Edwards as a defender who has an incredible amount of low body burst. This low body burst combined with his strength has helped Edwards this season to stay in front of elite college guards and also helps him to heavily contest their shots on the perimeter. It is here we also have to mention again that Anthony is just a tough player, and with that mindset, he does not want anyone to score on him, and at the next level, that is very important, which is why I bring up defense when comparing LaMelo and Anthony, because LaMelo is a defender who is described in scouting reports as, quote, someone you will have to hide on defense. And I have to say, I think a lot of this toughness comes from the adversity that Anthony has overcome in his life, because when he was just in 8th grade, his mother Yvette and grandmother Shirley both died within months of each other. And because both of their deaths were on the 5th day of the month, that is why Anthony wears the number 5. And the thing is, amazingly, despite only being 13 years old when these events took place, Anthony would decide to use the pain that he felt to push his training for basketball to the next level. As Edwards would recall, quote, it drove me. I already had a chip on my shoulder because nobody really knew who I was, but that really drove me to work really hard. And Anthony would grind over the next few years so that now, in 2020, he is considered a potential NBA superstar. And this is only just the beginning of Anthony's path. At the very least, a fair statement to make would be that Edwards has a legitimate argument for being the best shooting guard prospect of the last 5 years at least. The man can dominate in all facets of the game, and because of his play in college so far, NBA scouts have projected him to be a 3-level scorer at the next level, and as I previously mentioned, with a 6'9" wingspan, Edwards has very good defensive potential. Now, ultimately, of course, both Anthony Edwards and LaMelo Ball are great prospects, and right now it looks like we are going to be talking about both of these guys for many years to come. However, when you combine Edwards' strength with his lightning fast release, on top of his offensive awareness and versatility, you can easily see why right now Anthony Edwards is projected to go number 1 in the 2020 draft. As for Anthony's take on this, he is a very humble guy and has stated, quote, it brings joy to my heart knowing that I could get drafted and make my mom and grandma proud. And so there you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I've got to say right now, I am very excited to see what happens in the 2020 draft, because while Anthony Edwards is right now ranked as the number 1 prospect, there is of course a chance that someone like LaMelo Ball passes him, and as a Chicago Bulls fan, I hope that the Bulls get one of those 2 players. That would be awesome. Or James Wiseman, that would also be great. With that said, if you did enjoy today's video, make sure to leave a like. It does help out a ton. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and turn notifications on so you don't miss a video. And as always, have an awesome day. And now let's talk about Full Sail University. And guys, if like me, sports are your passion and you want to make a career out of your passion too, Full Sail University offers multiple degrees to help you build the skills you'll need to break into the sports industry. In Full Sail's Sports Marketing and Media Bachelor's program, you'll learn to create content, design marketing campaigns, and understand the business of sports inside and out. In Full Sail University's Dan Patrick School of Sportscasting, you'll earn a bachelor's degree in sportscasting by getting hands-on experience on camera, behind the camera, podcasting, radio, interviewing, and everything in between. Both degrees are available online or at Full Sail's campus in Orlando, Florida, and at Full Sail, you can earn your degree in about half the time, as short as 20 months. And so guys, to learn more about Full Sail University's degrees in sports, go to fullsail.edu/Korzemba or just click the link down below. By the way, if you're still here while the music is cued, here are 2 videos I think you are going to love watching. All you have to do is just click on either one of them on the screen right here. And other than that, guys, again, have a great day and peace.